So we're going to look at product rule today. I'm going to attach the proof in the comments on the post on Teams. And you'll need the proof of first principles that I was speaking about, just if you're interested. If you're not, don't bother. So product rule basically is a way of differentiating two functions that are multiplied together. Now, obviously, what you would do in higher is you could get an example and you would have to multiply out the bracket first. But you can see from examples like example 5, there's nothing you can do with that function. So we've got x cubed and we've got sine x. They are not connected in any way to each other. So we have to obviously find an alternative to differentiate them. So we're going to talk through the product rule. Now, kind of shorthand, basically, obviously, you got your two functions, f of x and g of x. So basically, product rule is you differentiate one and you multiply it by the other function. Then you differentiate the second function and you multiply it by the first function. So you can see that that is what we mean here by f dash g, g dash x plus fx, g dash x. The kind of shorthand way of doing it, basically, is the easiest way. Way to remember it, which is, oh, I've just realised I've put that should be a wee g, apologies. F dash g plus g dash f. Okay, now this is the best thing to think about. So now I'm talking about, I should also say f and g. So it used to be u and v, and I changed it. I don't like u and v. So f dash g plus g dash f. So basically from now on in, obviously if you have a single function, you differentiate it, it'll be chain rule. If it's two functions, multiplying each other together, product obviously means multiplied, we are going to use this. So we differentiate the first one, times it by the second function, differentiate the second function, multiply it by the first function. So all of these today, we're going to look at using that. Now obviously, this is first example here. You could have done that in higher by multiplying it out. We're not going to do that. So I like to write on that this is f and this is g. Obviously, you could do it above. What I like to do is at the side, especially when they get a bit more complicated with chain rule, is I like to write in, okay, f is 2x minus 1 and g is 10 minus x squared. So I'm going to do my differentiating over here. The more confident you get, you might move away from this, but definitely at the start, I would be doing my working at the side. I've done this in a while, it's going to be a bit of a chaos. There we go. Right, so differentiate that, you're obviously going to get 2. Differentiate this, you're going to get minus 2x. So, to differentiate this, f dash of x is f dash g plus g dash f. And then we just obviously need to sub in everything in the correct place. So, f dashed was 2 times by g. That's my 9. Which was 10 minus x squared plus g dashed, which is minus 2x. Also, I'm going to take this up after. Times by f, which was 2x minus 1. Now, kind of like everything in higher, so this RD, you would really get full marks for this. Obviously, ideally, you know, I'd change that plus minus into just a takeaway. You don't have to multiply it out. Sometimes when it's relatively straightforward, I mean, I would just go ahead and do it, but you would get full marks for just leaving it. The question will specify if you need to do anything with it. But obviously what I would do is I would just change that to a minus. You could do that at the time. The question might say simplify. One of them down, later example says that, and I'll explain to you what I mean by that. So that'd be you. So I'll do my working at the side, my differentiation at the side, and then sum it in. So we're going to do the same with this one, right? So divide by dx is f dash g plus g dash f. Okay, so chuck over there, right? So f is... I lost my pen, so I'm using the one that I have, but it's like a rubber at the end. It's really annoying. 3x squared. And then g is sin x. Nice and easy, obviously goes to cos x. So chucking it in. So f dashed 3x squared. Now, you'll see online, okay, people use U and V, that you can see I changed these notes to make them F and G. People use U and V, people do the order differently. The reason I do it like this is when we do the quotient rule, which we'll do next, I just think it's easier to remember if I just kind of change it slightly, personally. G dashed is cos x, and F was x cubed. But it's a bit messy, so I'm just going to leave it. 3x squared sine x plus x cubed. Oh, it's blue. Cos x. There we go. Right, last one. Now, this is a typical way that they might ask you to take it further, okay? So it says simplifying your answer. So I would only be doing something with it if it mentions that, okay? You literally get full marks for leaving it in a kind of very basic form, right? We're just looking for evidence of product rule. But if it says simplifying your answer, then we'll need to think about, okay, we could do something with this. So I'll pick this one to kind of highlight that. So do I have a dx? I mean, when you look at past papers, you will see that, okay? So product rule tends to be worth 3 marks, one for evidence of product rule. So basically anything on the page that tells me that you're using the product rule. One for, switch my finger. One for starting it basically correctly and one for completing it correctly. Right, so 3x plus 2 to the power 5. Now you can see in this one that we have got brackets. Brackets means chain rule. Right, so bring your 5 down. 3x plus 2. Decrease your power, but you've got chain rules. Chucking away times by 3. So we're going to get 15. 3x plus 2 to the power of 4. Okay, do the same with G. God, that's messy. Right, G dashed. Bring your 4 down. Cubed. Wee tiny times by 2. So we're going to get 8 brackets. So every question, especially some of these ones that I've given you to do, there's like sine 2x and stuff like that. Please, 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 you need to think about chain rule. Right, so if we chuck this in. So I'm just going to take it here. Right, F dashed was 15. 3x plus 2 to the power of 4 times by G, which is 2x minus 1 to the power of 4. Plus, right, I'm going to need to move this down. Yeah, let's move this down. Ooh, that's plus G dashed 8 times G. Okay, so we have this. Now it's asking you to simplify your answer. So, I mean, you are not obviously expected to multiply this out, right? That would take forever. So we need to think about the best way to simplify this. So much of advanced higher is going to be involving looking for a way of kind of extracting stuff out of it. We're looking for common factors, okay? So we're looking for the highest common factor. It wouldn't make sense to multiply out, ridiculous. So if you take out the highest common factor, then obviously we can kind of tidy this up slightly. So looking at the 3x plus 2, obviously the biggest power is power of 4 that we could take out of both of them. So 3x plus 2 to the power of 4, we're going to take that out. We can't obviously take out the number, the 15 and the 8, don't have a factor involved. And then we're going to take out 2x minus 1 cubed. Okay, now quite often when we're taking out, a big thing, I like to put in a square bracket. You can put in a round bracket, but I don't know, I'd always do a square. So we're left with 15. Obviously from the first part, we've taken out all that 4, and we're left with 2x minus 1. Then we're left with plus 8. We've taken out the cube, so we're left with 3x plus 2. So all we need to do now is multiply it through that square bracket and then obviously tidy it up. I'll do that before I tidy it. So 30x minus 15 plus 24x plus 16. And then we can just tidy that in. So obviously I'm only doing this because the question specifies, and when you look at past papers, you'll see there's certain cases that it will ask you to do it. So tidying this up, what do we get? 54x, and then minus 15 plus that will be plus 1. Quite often when you're looking at examples, they will do this, okay? It is good practice. Don't stress too much about it though, but when you're looking at the answer at the back of the worksheet, you'll be like, how did they get the answer? And obviously what they're doing is quite often is taking out a common factor. So practice it if you feel like it, because it is quite good obviously, but don't stress too much about it if you're not going to get it.